Hello, hello. How's my audio? Hello. Hello. Oh, I can hear myself. Excellent. Okay, let's turn that off. Don't want to get me back. All right, let's adjust this camera. All right. So, can we see what's going on here? So, oh man, this extended boom arm thing is funky. I think I need to reorient this somehow. Okay, move this over this way, maybe. I need to have this kind of going in the other direction. This is going to take some getting used to. Some reworking, maybe. Hello, everyone who decided to join me. Welcome to my extremely professional operation, as you can tell. Got the stuff in front of me, got a mostly working microphone, so things are good. Right, so what are we going to talk about? I guess I'll just get started. So I made these a few years ago based on a pattern for some boot gaiters. Normally these would go, it actually had a strap that went underneath a shoe, but since I don't wear shoes with a void underneath them anymore, I had to kind of remove this. So I've been meaning to repurpose this as a shin guard for my fencing kit. But since I made them out of saddle skirting and they're rigid, these things go so high up. I'm guessing these are made for a person who's probably 2 or 3 inches taller than me because back of my knee gets caught right here, which is no good. Okay. I will click off the video for myself so it doesn't look like I'm flubbing my own numbers. Okay. Exit out of YouTube. Sorry, this is riveting television, I'm sure. I think, should I reposition the camera? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do some work with this. Just bear with me. Okay, I think this is gonna have to go like that. Yeah, that works better. Like that. Okay, loosen this head right here, just a tiny little bit. Loosen this one. Loosen that one. Okay, loosen that to position that. Oh, yes, I think that's going to work better. I need these way up here by default. Tension this a little bit better. Tension that, tension that. Is it sagging? It's sagging. Okay, tension that a little more. Just a smidge. Okay. How is my audio? Well, I seem to have lost all my viewers, so I guess I will go back on to check my own feed. Okay, well, next time, I guess I will start a little bit earlier instead of being late, which is probably not great. So let's just check that out. Swordsman. Watch the stream. Okay, so it should update and give me 1 viewer, which is myself testing out my own audio. Can I not hear myself? Okay. Yeah, there I am, my 1 viewer, which is me testing out my own audio. Okay, echo, echo, echo. Echo, echo. Okay, so click off of that. My one viewer should be gone, which is fine. Really just doing this to practice. So let's practice. Let us stream to absolutely no one. Let us watch that update and that one viewer go away. Unless you're there. Okay, next time maybe I should try to be on time. That might help with the viewership. Who knows? I'm live, I think. Yes, I am live. Live. Not like, live. Oh god, I'm so low. It's not a technical failure. Because I managed to set things up properly. Technical failure. Just a lack of entertainment. Of oh well, let's get started. Let's get started regardless. Okay. Oh, there's two of you now. Well, if you're there listening, feel free to say hello. So today I've got trying stuff out. I increased double the length of my boom arm camera here. Got some tension in. I think I've got the tension all dialed in so that I can kind of move it around. Let's see if that works. Whoop. Ooh, maybe I should get this cable up and out of the way here. Where should I put it? Okay. So I'm going to have to move that up and around like that. Okay. This is not bad. Better than I was expecting. Let's put it that way. Okay. Probably tuck this tray in here. Well, hello, my one viewer. Is it me watching my own stream? Probably not. Again, if there is someone there, feel free to give me a hello in the chat. Nope, I'm not watching my own stream, which is good. Guess Thursday night isn't as popular as Tuesday night, and that's okay. We're going to make this work. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, I made these to wear over my boots. They fit, sort of, but I realized that I didn't really need them as boots because even when it's super cold out, the part of my leg that actually needs extra coverage is not my shin, which these cover. It is my upper leg, which needs extra coverage. Let's see. Hello, Colin. Hello. Okay, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to put one of these on, figure out how deeply I need to cut into this to be able to fully bend my leg. Now, it is going to pain me greatly that I have to do this, but unfortunately, when something doesn't work, you kind of have to be ruthless in eliminating the unfavorable elements. Unfavorable elements, is that a good way to put that? You kind of have to ruthlessly eliminate what doesn't work in order to get the stuff that does work. And if that involves taking a project that is mostly bad but has a good element, say, you know, you worked on the body. Let's imagine as a body. If the only part of the body that works properly is the spine, well, unfortunately, you're gonna have to put your boot on that thing's neck and tear out its spine and rebuild it from there in order to take the one good thing about it and improve on it. And that's what we're going to do today. So there's going to be a little bit of janky off camera while I put this on. And then I can hopefully show you with the webcam what I'm talking about. Yeah, another thing about this is the strap system is kind of over-engineered. But I think once it's all said and done, it's actually going to be really, really comfortable. But yeah, I suspect these were made for somebody much taller than me because they do not fit on the right place on me. They also don't quite fit much at the heel. They also don't quite fit properly at the heel, so I'm probably going to have to dig into that as well. Which, like I said, it hurts my soul that I have to do it, but if I want to make these work and not just be a piece of junk, then it's going to have to be done. So, push this keyboard tray in, move this to the side, and let's take a look at what we're talking about here. So, as you can see, can you see? You see? Yeah. So, as you can see, this, as I move my leg, this kind of locks up here. It's pushing against the back of my leg, and that's no good. Also, it kind of limits my heel motion. So I'm thinking, since it's kind of held in place at the last rung over here, it's kind of held in the last place over here, and it can't really get any tighter than that, I don't think. Well, let me give it a try. Yeah, practically that's not going to go any tighter. I'm not sure that this was the best system to begin with, but we'll see. So I'm going to have to cut into here to give myself more room in the heel if I don't want to be smashing against that all the time, which probably would lead to some kind of issues down the line. And I need to cut into here to give myself more room at the back if I actually want to. Yeah, you can see. I don't know if you can see. Let's see. So if we take a look here, it's pushing against my leg and it's causing me to like bind up here. So I want to be able to do super deep lunges in this. So a lot of this material is going to have to go. That might cost me the top strap, but I can adjust. Frankly, these retaining straps is kind of overkill. I feel like that was made for the original design, which was a much softer material. So, like I said, I'm going to have to be a little ruthless. And in order to get these to fit properly and actually work, I am going to have to make some fairly drastic modifications, which is fine. Just fine. I'm not just coping, I swear. So let's get that taken off. Actually, let me just grab a little something to mark where I think I'm going to need to go down to at least. So I think I'm going to have to go down to at least here. So I'm just going to mark it right there. And then I'm going to use a pair of calipers to make a nice pivot cut. So everything going from about here to here is going to get cut out. And I'm going to mirror it on the other one. So let me just take this off. I'll match them up side by side. I know this is a little over-engineered. These are the pattern is from dieselpunk.ro, I believe. Yes, definitely from there. Okay, boom arm up and away. Okay. How's my lighting, all two of my viewers? Is the lighting okay? I really need to get slightly better lighting, but I think this is going to do for now. So, yeah, let's get this up, up, up. Oh, is it sagging a little? Okay. Tension, tension, tension. No, tension. Yeah, there we go. Tension. How's the stream quality, by the way? Is the mic okay? The more feedback you can give me, the better this is going to get faster. So let me just, lighting is fine, can kind of see your shadow, but it's not blocking anything. Yeah, I know. The lighting is directly overhead. Can't see my finger. The lighting is directly overhead. And actually, I think I'm going to try to bring this over back here a little bit. Okay, we need to tension that a little more. Okay, let's see. How is that for the shadows? The angle isn't great. You're going to have to bear with me. At some point, I might try to get some kind of more fixed boom. This thing has a little bit too much freedom, I think. But it was kind of jerry-rigged together. Sounds good, too. Oh, thanks, Colin. I mean, I think I can improve the sound quality with like a wireless broadcaster. Right now, I'm using an Amazon Basics conference microphone. So fancy. Okay, well, I'm glad the sound is good because that was one of my big foibles early on, to get no sound. Right, so we'll just place these side by side so that I can get basically this mirrored. And I'm going to mark this spot right here. Okay, mark that spot right there. Then I'm going to grab this pair of wing dividers, and we will start by marking the blade path. Lighting is a bit better at this angle. Oh, okay, perfect. A bit better. Yeah, I know. Like I said, the light is right overhead. If I turn this, let's see if I can turn this camera. Yeah, you can see like here, it's going to be super bright and gross. Yeah, that's what I'm working with. Eventually, I want a couple of LED strip lights on either side. So I think that'll help a lot. I think I can even bring this further back with this boom arm. Like I said, I'm experimenting with this boom arm. Is that, do I need to tighten that better? Yeah, I think I need to tighten the base better. This is kind of thrown together. Maybe I'll put up a picture at some point and show you guys what I'm working with. I'll be right back. Okay. I just need to tighten this thing. Why are you moving around? There we go. Okay, get you nice and tight. I don't want you going anywhere. I want you to stay exactly where you are. And that means that I need to tighten you some more. I think that's about as tight as, oh, nope, that's wrong. I think that's about as tight as I can get it without starting to strip this, so I think that's going to have to do. All right. Oh, yeah, that's a little bit better. Perfect. Still not quite used to the range on this web camera. Okay. Let me just move this over a little bit so we have a better view field. That way. And we're finally going to start getting into the actual leather working about half an hour in. Amazing. That is A-okay, though. This is light years better than the one from Tuesday, even though I started off with more viewers. Okay, and we're back. Right, so we've got our locations marked here. I am going to just keep expanding these. I'm kind of going to do this by... just going to do this by eye. Oh, right. Okay, so I had that backwards. I want to start up here, just under the top of this, over the top of that. Okay, let's get reference point here. Expand that just a little more. Okay, expand that. Okay, to when, so that it matches. Okay, get a reference point there. Okay, that's basically the same. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I am just going to do a half circle. Here, I'm going to tragically mark this, and all of this stuff is stuff that's going to get cut through. And it's going to make me very sad. Ouch. But sometimes you need to do things that make you a little sad, in order to take something that really isn't going to work and turn it into something that will ultimately work out for you. Okay, let's start with that. I might even have to go wider. So we'll start with cutting this out, and then I may have to round the edges in order to kind of smooth that up in a gradual curve kind of way. Did I stab myself? Nope. Well, I mean, I poked myself, but I didn't draw blood, so we'll call that a win. I'm sure you would not be surprised how often one might accidentally nick themselves while doing this kind of work, or craft, rather. I mean, I'm trying to turn it into work. That'd be nice. They say, you shouldn't monetize your hobbies, but I think at this point this is more than, it's not, I don't know how to describe it. I'm trying to turn it into a full-time gig, but I know that's way far off. I think I'll have to do some market research, hit up some local vendors, see if they want me to make any merch for them. Okay, now to begin the sadness. So I am going to take my X-Acto knife, and I am going to cut along this line. I don't know if you can see that, so let's see if I can get a little bit better view. How is that? Can you see what's going on now? Just gently cutting along here. knowing full well that I'm going to have to go over this a few times, because not only is this weight of leather heavy enough that there's no way I'd be able to cut it through in one go. This is one of those things, if you apply too much pressure, you're going to lose precision in your cut. Now you can see it's already starting to spread open. And now that I've started, I'm committed, and it'll be much easier to go. Yeah, these things, I made them, it must have been like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe even 4, and they've kind of been sitting here. I tried using them for a while, and I think they may have been hurting my legs. So I stopped wearing them, and that made me very sad. But seeing them just sit there, not doing anything, also made me sad. So you got to weigh what's going to be more sad in the long run. Is it going to be sadder to just have them rot on the shelf? Well, not rot, because I have a dehumidifier running down here. Or is it going to be sadder to have to part with them as they are, acknowledge that I messed up, and try to make something good of an imperfect piece. Okay. If you have any questions about what I'm doing or anything that I plan on doing in the future, please drop them in the chat. Any kind of engagement during a live stream, I hear at least, helps the algorithm push it to where and when it should go. And yeah, if you seem to like this, drop a comment, ask me some questions. Right, Colin, if you're still watching, yeah, I guess you can't really show me a picture of your sword. And I will see it tonight in class. And I think what I'm going to do is I might rewrap the handle of my longsword next Tuesday, or maybe I'll do it on Monday. I'm thinking of maintenance Mondays for live streams. And then if I can kind of get this live stream thing down, I might, once I have my Zorin OS installed on my computer back behind me, which is going to be my editing computer, I might live stream my editing process so that people can make fun of me and how bad I am at this stuff as I improve. Because nothing makes you want to improve like people roasting you. Well, that's probably not true for most people, but it's one from Sword Shop if it helps. Yeah, I think I saw it on Tuesday, actually. Yeah, I'll grab it from you tonight, and I'll see what I can do. I can't promise anything, and I don't know about the price yet, but I will give it my best shot, and we'll see what comes of it. Because I think I can do a leather tip. I'm just not 100% sure. I'm also not sure if it'll be, if I make one, that it'll be considered tournament safe, is my concern. Like, ultimately, even if I do make one, you may end up having to take it off and using one of the rubber ones if it like becomes a forced dispersal thing. Yeah, I don't know. But I will try to use a finish that that maintains the material integrity of the leather. And I think if I add the right finish and add the right like processes to it, it might be able to withstand a fair amount of punishment and not come off. Yeah, the trouble I'm finding, yeah, that's fair. We can chat later. Fair. Thanks for coming by the way. Appreciate it. Even one person to kind of, even knowing that there's one person to talk to makes this significantly less awkward for me. Oh man. Yeah, you hate to see it, but it had to happen. All right, so let's get started on that other one. Rip semicircle of fabric, or semicircle of material. Okay, let's get started on this other one. Okay. Got to make sure. Now I notice different when you notice I was watching. Yes. just again, just knowing that there's one person who's actually there listening makes it a lot easier, because then I feel less crazy if I know I'm not just talking to myself. Now, don't get me wrong, I talk to myself all the time because I am a crazy person, but it's the stuff playing out in my head, like, I guess, audience engagement, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it. It's just easier to kind of get my thoughts out on something if I know I'm talking to an actual person and not just, talking to myself. Okay, so we're gonna start here, make sure we get all the lines all nice. And then once this material is removed, I am going to give it another test fit, use a scratch awl to mark where this flap overlaps here, and then I will cut that out as well. Again, it's better to have an imperfect piece of gear that needs a little modification than a beautiful dead failure. Because the only things that are perfect are static. Dynamic systems will never be perfect. They're always adjusting. Now, you can get to a point where you settle on a design for something that you would consider perfect, but at that point, if it's too nice, you're not going to want to use it because you don't want to ruin it. And these things, at the end of the day, they're all consumables. Some of them have certain properties. Yeah, there are no solutions, only trade-offs. The trade-off for a piece of gear like this is going to be more expensive, but if you have it made really well, it's actually fairly easy to, despite being harder to work with initially, it'll be easier to maintain, and one of these properly maintained could potentially last you the entirety of your HEMA career. However long whoever plans on that being. Yeah, I would like to get into gear designing, but I don't know how many people would actually be interested. Some other local chap seems to have cornered the economy gear market, and frankly, I don't know that I could compete with his price to quality ratio. I feel like he's taken a loss on some stuff, frankly, but if that's his prerogative, that's his prerogative. I think I remember him saying something about pricing his stuff low enough to where it would force the general pricing in the market down. And if that is his strategy, and he is doing it, for the love of the game and to get more people into the sport, then that is the trade-off that he is willing to make. And I can respect that. A lot of people do a lot of different things for a lot of different reasons. And as long as your reason is good to you, I guess. I mean, obviously don't, do stuff that's, wildly immoral or unethical, obviously. But, yeah. As long as you're not hurting anybody and everything's above board, then you can kind of just do what you want. Okay, we're getting close. Okay, F's in the chat for these cutout pieces right here. I think I'm going to have to bring this up like that, but I think that's a good start. I think it's going to give me enough clearance to get ready to go. So I'm going to don a little edge beveler here. What do I need? Not a number 4, that's too big. Number 2? Let's try number 2. If I need to go up to number 3, then I'll do that too. So I'm just gonna, yeah, that's not quite big enough. So let's try number 3. Okay. This just rounds the edge, so it won't be stabbing me in the back of the leg. This is fairly thick. Maybe I should do a number 4. Meh, whatever. Let's just try this for now. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna quick, dirty do that. Take that off. Like I said, that'll make it so that it's not stabbing us right in the back of the leg, which, as amusing as that would be for some people, it's as funny as it would be, it's not a great feeling. And it's not really something you want to have to worry about when you are facing down the point of someone else's sword. Okay. So quickly, I'm just going to, okay, may as well just take that off. And okay, leave that for now. All right, so let's give that a nice little test fit. Okay, got that in place. Thing about these things, you've got to, especially something you're going to wear, like a piece that's going to be a piece of PPE. Like, I get the argument that people are angry that gear is not really available for, let's say, irregular body shapes. At the same time, I think learning the skills to be able to make a piece of gear fit you is that is quite good, actually. Let's see. Okay, I've got quite a bit more mobility. I am going to need to smooth this off here like this, though. So I might take a ruler and just go along. I don't know if you can see that. Whoop. I might take a ruler and come up here to even that out. And then I need to mark this right now. And I'll use a scratch marker. Gotta go. Talk to you later. Oh, thanks for dropping by, man. I really appreciate the chats. Like I said, they made things a lot less awkward. Okay, I still have one audience member. I'm not sure who it is. I suspect I know, though. Okay, yeah. I think that is going to be what we're going to do right now. I think I need about an inch up here to give myself enough room to actually move my heel comfortably. Oh, I have no audience members now. Well, it was nice while it lasted. Thanks for dropping by. And I hope you guys have a great night. I will continue to do this. And we're going to start with the heel cutout. Hard to know where the line is going to be. Should I bring that a little? No. Should I bring that a little further in? Okay. Okay. I think I can honestly call this a success. This has been a successful stream. I had one person looking, listening, engaging in the chat. Thanks, Colin. Appreciate it. And I am working stuff out that I've been meaning to do for literal years. What a time to be alive. Okay. Take that. I think I can just mirror this on this side. Yeah, since they're basically the same, I'm just going to mirror mark. I am just going to mirror mark this. Okay, just line that up. Make sure that's all nice and lined up like that. Yeah, the interesting thing is, for a lot of precision crafting, you don't actually do a whole ton of measuring. It's weird. You're often just setting up references and then making jigs or making like reference points to cut off of, to cut to. If I can over the shoulder this with this camera. That's kind of over the shoulder. All right, so let us kind of clean up our tools as we go. Yeah, I definitely need to improve my lighting. Definitely need to improve the lighting. Right, so we're going to keep cutting through here, doing multiple passes so we don't slice ourselves, because that would be ideal. I think I've left my straw pip somewhere, and I should go grab that at some point. Okay, got that cut out. Let's assume that we need to do about an inch from the heel up. Okay, just measure that out on here. Do I want to start with that? So can I leave this flat? Might have to go over the edge. let's be liberal and do 1.5 inches. And that way, I won't have to worry about a pivot for cutting out more material later. You know what? Let's go back to 1 inch. That's almost the entirety of the back heel. Perfect. Definitely gonna have to do a tangent cut on this later. That is a-okay. Is 1.5 inches really that much different? You know what? It's not that much different. I think I was overestimating it when it was flat. Okay, let's see what we can do about this. All right. Okay, good. We got that taken off. So I can turn that. I'm going to have to drill out this rivet. Do I have any drill bits? Kidding me? Oh no, is it somewhere else? No, whatever. Okay. Set that up there. Well, let's start with this. Just shove that over there. No, this is not good TV. Camera up here where people can actually see what I'm doing. And hopefully somebody watches this on the replay. Although I don't think so. Make sure to get my head out of the frame. That's going to get cut out anyways. Might as well save those. Okay, so we're just going to do that. Nope, don't start talking to yourself. You freaking weirdo. That's not good TV. Explain your thought process out loud, but do not talk to yourself. Okay, so I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be cutting out this rivet anyways, so I could have just... Okay, let us get started on this part now. This is a funny material. It's both very resilient and because of the nature of, I guess, the surface tension on it, it's hard to cut with a big blade, but with a fine blade like this, I guess it's like anything else. Once you break the surface tension by tickling it with a razor sharp knife, the flesh just kind of splits away. I guess just like real flesh, because it is real flesh. Okay. Okay. Let's keep going with this. So yeah, my plan is to just kind of keep pushing with this leather thing. Obviously going to class in between, figuring out some patterns, going to visit local retail stores, see if I can make them some branded merch. Because apparently that is, I saw online from somebody who seems to be doing fairly well for themselves. It is way better to approach other people and ask them if you can make something for them to complement their items, their display, their business, than it is to start making stuff right away for yourself, because that way you can gain some notoriety, a little bit of a reputation, and you can so if you make something for somebody else that they specifically requested, they're more likely to buy it, I think. I mean, I've really just kind of made stuff for funsies, but as I said, I intend to turn fly-by-night manufacturing into the real deal. And every castle starts with a single. Oh, God damn it! Every castle starts with, whatever. It's not going to be seen by anybody. Every castle starts with laying a single brick, and it's time finally to start building my castle. Including that is going to be installing some freaking Linux and learning some terminal commands, learning some programming, learning some video editing. I like cutting this thing on the inside. I'm not good. Yeah, learning some video editing. It's going to be fan-freaking-tastic. It's going to be great. Things are going to come together, and the empire of fly-by-night manufacturing will take over North America. And then come the taxes. Oh, I hate taxes. I just feel like I don't get my money's worth. You know? You know. I'm sure you feel the same. Okay, so I am quickly going to put this on. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do both of these at the same time. Finish all of one thing before you move on to another one, especially if you are doing multiple of the same thing. Because why not? Why not just finish it? That way it's done. I mean, obviously, if there are little things here and there that need doing, that you can just kind of do in between other stuff. But, you know, I'm learning probably too late that it's best to focus your attention. Do not, dang it, talking and working. Do not allow yourself to be distracted. Don't think, just do. And when you don't think and just do, you must focus on what you do. It the best you possibly can, but accept that it's not going to be perfect. Because as I mentioned earlier, things that are perfect are permanent. And the only things that are permanent are dead. Okay, let's just apply a little bit of tension on there and tickle. Give it a little friendly tickle with a X-Acto knife. Nice and friendly, very friendly. If it weren't already dead, it would be going, oh, that tickles. Well, probably not. I'm probably going, ooh, and complaining quite a bit. Oh, let's go. So, ooh, strong fingers. Holding all this stuff at all these weird angles is making my fingers kind of crampy. I mean, I gotta say, I think this has been the most successful stream I've had so far. That one on Tuesday that I flubbed, I liked the audience engagement, like the fact that so many people joined. But I think this, despite the low attendance, thanks for coming by, Colin, really appreciate it, is actually my most successful one so far. Because I feel like I've got a good talking flow. I am able to, I'm actually getting stuff done, which is good, very good. And I seem to have gotten my setup right. And now I'm going to throw all of that into upset because I hate how slow my old ass laptop is. And I'm going to lobotomize that thing and then put a new brain into it. And that brain is going to be called Linux Mint. And let's hope that I'm not in over my head. If I am, you might see me streaming from my cell phone for a little bit. You know, that's okay. Because mobile is straightforward. You know, it just kind of works. And I like that about it. It's good. Okay, so let us do a test fit. Because I suspect I'm going to need to cut some of this stuff out too. Oops, that is the wrong leg. this here. Oh my goodness, that is so much better already. Wow. I'm super happy that I did this. This actually feels super good. Okay, let's just get that as good as it needs to be. At first I was a little worried about the force transferring through this material, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. Oh, okay. So that works pretty well. You know what? I might even need to go a little more. Although, let's try just bringing that kind of there, kind of bringing this in a little bit, because I can kind of feel it on the side. What about the other side? Can't feel that other side at all, which is good. So I'm actually going to leave that like that for now. Yeah, I'm going to do a little radius on here to kind of round it off, and a radius here to smooth them. Yeah, that is looking and feeling good. Very, very good. Okay, so let's get to work on that. And I get to maintain all of the straps, which is awesome. Even though I feel like there are probably too many straps on here, but that's okay. That is okay. Right, go off to the side, bring the table back, move the boob, move the boom. There we go. Okay. Okay. Right. So I'm going to bring this in a little bit. Let's see what kind of... No, that's not what I want. I want to choose a point far enough away. Okay. Let's see if I can make that work. Okay, that is looking very good. Okay. A little marking there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Trying to move the weight so that I can see the mark. Taper that off. Okay, I'm going to have to glue that on the inside again. Okay, for this one, I'm just going to do a simple tangent line up there. And if you can see that, it's going to be quick and dirty. You know what? Let's try to make it a little bit curvy. Yeah, I think the best I can hope for with this is just kind of an arc down like that. Yeah, I think that'll have to do. Yeah, that looks pretty samey. Maybe we need to do a bit more dramatic of a cut right there. That is very similar. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me put this back on and test it. Well, since somebody's watching, I'll just do it off camera. Let's see, how's my mobility? It's okay. It's okay. I don't think I'm going to need to lunge any further than that, frankly. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. It is going to need a strap holding it up on the knee, though. That's going to become an issue, I think. Okay. Okay. Trying my best to do like organic curves because they're just so sexy. Okay, so let's mirror this. Rub them together. Marking, and I think once this cut is done and these edges are rounded, I might call it a night and start getting ready to go to class. Man, this has been a great time. I have had this has been a banger experience for me. I don't know about you, chat, to nobody, but this has been great, in my opinion, and by my standards. Let's see, can I, yep. How does that look? Okay, you're seeing a lot of me. More me than I would prefer. How's that? Okay, that's about as much of me as I would prefer. Okay, so we're going to cut this, make that a little more organic looking. Okay, we got that. Oh, baby, that is nice. Very nice, as Sacha Baron Cohen, as Borat would say. Okay, just put that cap back on there so we don't accidentally stab ourselves. It has happened, and I'm sure it will happen again. Close these up, put them away. Okay, put my danger knife into its case so I don't danger stab myself. Put my square away. Gather up the sadness trimmings. Gather up my 2, 3. Wait, is there a 4th? Oh. Well, I'm sure. Oh, here it is. Didn't take it off earlier. Okay, detach you. Detach you. I can save those for later. Okay. So, these will go over here for now, because maybe there's something I can do with them. Probably not, but maybe. And we're going to use this number 3 horseshoe brand tool that I got off the internet. And we're going to bevel the edges on here so they're not all hard and poking me. As fun as that, as amusing as that might be for someone else, it's not a good time for yourself. One thing these are good for, if you ever need something like that, is they're great. If you get yourself a set of these, they're great for taking the sharp edges or knocking the sharp edges off molded plastic items. If you got any hard molded plastic stuff and you happen to have like toddlers around and you don't want them slicing themselves, then yeah, this is a good tool. I would recommend. Okay, that. Okay, just gonna rock that up there. Get down. Yeah, you're gonna rock that up there. Take that edge off. Make it all nicey. And we'll worry about redoing the thread later. Knock the edge off of here. You know what? Let's grab that X-Acto again. This curve is not pleasing to my eye. Slightly more organic. There we go. Okay. Turn that inside out real quick. Move the strap to the side so we don't catch it in the splash zone. Okay, nice. Okay, and we're going to come down here and knock these hard edges off. It's going to be a little interesting because it has to be kind of splayed open like that. Yep. So I'm going to do that. Rotate that out of the way. Give that a little friendly tickle. Okay, nice. Turn that inside out. Knock those edges off. Bring this into the blade path. Open this up. All right. Okay. Let's do this elevated, which isn't ideal, but just kind of the way you have to do things sometimes. Sometimes you can't do things under ideal circumstances. All right. Okay, gather all that up. Now finish, do the same on this side. Cut out this curve right here. Beautiful. Walk that along here and knock that edge off. Okay, bring that up. Bring that up here like this. Knock that edge off. Flip it over. Knock this edge off right here. We'll slick that down later. Okay, beautiful. Flatten this out a little bit. Knock that edge off. Don't mind the thread. It'll be dealt with. Okay, all that up here. Lay that flat as we can. Knock this edge off. Beautiful. That edge off. That edge off. That edge off. That edge off. And this edge off. Okay, and I think we are donezos for today. I'm going to hold on to some of these scraps, just a sentimental value for a little bit. And I'm going to eliminate or get rid of all of these. Something I can do with this? Not really. Nope, I think I might as well just throw them out, frankly. Okay, into the junk pile. I'm done with this, so I will put it away. Doesn't really matter what order they're in, even though I like to stack them in a certain order. Okay, that is great. Okay, and there we have it. We have some heavily modified, well, not heavily, functionally modified gaiters that I am going to have to do some restitching on because I've broken the back stitch integrity, but that's okay. And put this away real quick. Oop, bring this up here. Can it be considered a boom if it's like a bunch of jankily assembled arms? I don't know. Okay, I am going to toss these because you shouldn't hold on to that stuff. Okay, thank you for joining me. This has been really nice. This has been really good. I got a lot done. I've been meaning to do this for literal years, and it happened thanks to my one stream buddy, and finally getting my audio and video quality decent. Thanks for joining me. What's my outro again? Right. It's called being awesome. You should try it sometime. Have a good one. Bye.